Hi, folks. This is Elgin, Subway Surfer Bowling, your creative caricature marketing consultant. And yes, I do realize that the camera is closer than it usually is. I guess I want to be up close and personal with you guys. Ha. I'm not drinking my usual coffee. This time I have some Fresca or something like that, which was equally refreshing. If you've been drawing a while, couple of years, got a bit of a reputation, sooner or later you're going to be asked by a younger artist to review their work. Whether you're doing a convention, whether they approach you after a class you're teaching, or whether somebody just discovers that you're an artist and they happen to have their stuff on you, you're going to be approached by an artist. Say, hey, can you look at my stuff? Let me give you a little advice on what you should do and what you should not do. First of all, realize this. Realize when another artist approaches you to critique their work, don't be a bonehead, okay? Realize what they're really saying to you. What they're really saying to you is this: I like your work. I respect what you're doing. I'm acknowledging that what you're doing is better in a lot of ways than what I'm doing. And I want to get to your level. I want to do what you do. So I'm taking something that's very personal to me. I'm taking something that I've worked very hard on, and I'm presenting it to you so that you can help me get to the same level that you are. And I'm so surprised that most artists don't even bother to think that. And I've seen artists go through critiques, give critiques where I'm trying to find an example of something. I don't have anything, but they'll just take the student's work and they'll do this. And they'll throw it back at them and start telling them immediately, well, you need to work on perspective, and I see you don't spot enough blacks, and yeah, your character's here really poor. Automatically, the first thing that they'll do is start tearing the person down. Right out the box. And the reason why people do that is because we've been taught in this country that when somebody gives you something for you to evaluate, what that means is I have to tear it down and criticize it, and somehow that's going to make you better. What that really is going to do, think about the last time somebody critiqued you like that. Did it make you better, or did it make you want to slap that person in the face and say, oh yeah, I suck. Gee, thanks. You know what? I knew I kind of sucked at some things. That's why I was coming to you for a review to tell me how I could not suck. But what you did was just reinforce my opinion of myself that I suck. Thanks a lot. You know what? I think I won't do art anymore. I think I'll just get a job at McDonald's or drive a truck. That's what you did for that person. So that's not how you give a review. It's not. Now, what are you saying, Elgin? Are you saying lie to that person? No. I'm saying this. Realize that you're speaking to a human being who has invested something of themselves in their work. Something very personal, something very private. They want to get better, and they're presenting it to you. And what they're really saying is, I want you to help me. Here's how you help them. Look at their work. And when I say look at it, I don't mean flip through the pages like this. That's not looking. That's flipping through the pages. Look at something. Look at the page. Look at the way they've drawn their figures. Look at the way that colors match up. Look at the way the storyline flows. You know when somebody's really looking at your stuff and evaluating it and thinking about it. So first of all, take time to look at it. I'm not here to tell you how many minutes you should spend on each page, but I'm telling you really look at it, okay? And after looking at it, start to question them. How should you question them? Well, maybe something like this. Listen, I noticed that you like to use colors, wild colors. This is reminiscent of the way Peter Max used his colors, very vibrant. They kind of come at you like I'm getting this 1960s day glow type of effect. Why did you do that? Were you trying to get and hold the reader's attention? Are you trying to get some kind of psychological kind of thing going? Are you trying to shock him? Ask them questions like that. You know, let them tell you. Or you kind of notice that they're using a particular style. Ask them, is that the way that you intentionally draw? How does that help the story go forward? Why did you choose to draw this character with a bold line and this character with a sketchy line? Does this does it reflect this character's mental state? Is he a strong character? Is he a weaker character? Hey, I like the way that you spot blacks here in this particular panel. I can see that, you're inconsistent in doing it with this panel, but overall I see that you spot blacks really well. What you do is a technique I called making a sandwich. Now this is like with a sandwich, you have bread on top, you have meat in the middle, you have bread on the bottom, of course. What you want to do is if you're going to give a quote something that they did wrong, something negative, you might put that first, but in the center of it where the meat is, you tell them the things that they did right. And then on the bottom piece of bread, you tell them what they need to work on. What you should be doing in a review is not necessarily tearing the person down, telling them what they did wrong, but you want to emphasize more the things that they did right, so that they can keep doing that. You see, most artists at every level, especially beginner, they don't really know what they're doing right. And they might be doing some very good things right, but they might be doing it haphazardly because they don't know that they're doing it. Okay? And they might also be using a technique that they should be using it, but using it in the wrong context. Using it at the wrong time, or maybe using it too much, overdoing it. These are the things that you want to start critiquing. Overall, when somebody gives you their work to look at, you want to give them a positive critique. You want that person to walk away saying, okay, I feel affirmed in some things. There's some other things that I have to work on. And you want to give them some kind of a plan of what they need to do to get better. That's what this always happens. That's what you want to do. Give them some kind of plan on what they can do to get better. I'm going to teach more on this subject. This is Elgin, Subway Surfer Bowling, your creative caricature marketing consultant, and this is part 1 on how to give a critique.